on the Russian Olympic team doping scandal. The specific event that we are going to be addressing is the figure skating 2022, where one individual tested positive for a heart drug and she was banned. The members today are Ali Shahidi, Brock O'Quinn, and Lauren Graves. What is doping in sports? The use of banned substances and or methods to enhance performance, which violates the rules of fairness, athletes' health, and the integrity of the sport. I think it's also important to note that this was happening way before 2022, where the allegations arose in the figure skating. This has been happening since 2014, where allegations arose about cheating in Russian sports. The larger investigations held by anti-doping groups, they found that Russian government was running a large organized doping program to help their athletes win. Agencies like the Ministry of Sports were also involved. They secretly swapped dirty drug tests samples with clean ones, got rid of the positive tests results, and protected the athletes from getting caught. This happened during several Olympics, including London 2012, Sochi 2014, Rio 2016, Tokyo 2021, and the 2022 Olympic Games, which is what we are addressing with our figure skating incident. In quotations from the Washington Post, they mention that the Russian Olympic Committee figure skater Kamila Valieva, who was 15, tested positive for a banned heart medication in December. Although the results weren't made public until last week, the incident sparked a renewal examination of Russia's troubled Olympic history and the International Olympic Committee's response. We know that she tested positive for transmethadine, which is a heart medication that provided her to maybe fly through the air faster and spin faster for her sport. There have been many sports that have been involved, not just figure skating, and also provided by the Washington Post. They go to mention in a documentary aired on German television, former Russian anti-doping agency official Vitaly Stepanov and his wife, Yulia, a former distance runner, alleged that Russia sponsored systematic doping for its athletes. A former Russian athlete also suggests that 99% of the country's Olympians had used performance-enhancing drugs. I think it's very interesting because this article examines the Russian doping program and how it affected a large number of sports, at least 30 Olympic events, including in both the Summer and Winter Olympics. Major sports were affected like track and field, weightlifting, swimming, cycling, figure skating, ice hockey, wrestling, and skiing. More than 1,000 Russian athletes were involved in some sort of way, including 15 gold medal winners from the 2012 London Olympics and many from the 2014 Sochi Games, as well as Maria Suvanov, who won in the 800 meters in 2012, but she was stripped later on for a doping scandal of her medals. An Olympic Committee group called the Oswald Commission banned 43 Russian athletes for life, but many of these bans were either later on overturned or reduced after appeals. What governing bodies oversaw this sport? Several major organizations were involved in dealing with Russia's figure skating doping scandal. The World Anti-Doping Agency led the investigation and covered most of the evidence. The International Olympic Committee banned out the punishments, like banning these athletes and making them compete without the Russian flag. When athletes appealed these punishments, the Court of Attribution of Sports would step in and sometimes reduce the overturn and the bans. I think it's just really important to mention that this scandal is a big deal because it broke the basic promise of fair competition at the Olympics. Russia's system gave its athletes an unfair advantage and made people question whether the Olympics can be trusted. It also hurt efforts in stopping doping, since people were even tamper-proofing drug test bottles as they were being messed with. On top of that, many clean athletes missed out on medals, recognition, and career opportunities because they were competing against someone who was cheating.
So, trimetazidine is a synthetic drug used to treat anemia, which improves the heart's health and metabolism, and it also produces energy and affects the cellular metabolism. in the mitochondria, and it's a metabolic agent which has effect on metabolism. And it's also believed to protect against myocardial ischemia. And this hormone would improve performance because it improves endurance and reduces fatigue by shifting the heart metabolism, which can give athletes that energy and boost for their heart. And this drug does have side effects. The side effects are close to Parkinson's disease, gout disorders, and hallucinations. And the World Anti-Doping Agency actually banned this drug in 2014 for all athletes using it. So no athletes can use it, and it's considered the hormone and metabolic modulator.
My name is Brock, and this is my part for the group project. So the part that I was assigned was what was the decision of the governing body? Has this had a lasting impact on the sport, and if so, how? So during the 2022 Winter Olympics, a Russian figure skater, Kamila Valieva, tested positive for the banned substance that we mentioned in the previous slides, trimetazidine. Even though the drug was found in her system, the Court of Arbitration for Sport allowed her to keep competing because she was only 15 years old and considered a protected person under the very serious anti-doping rules. However, the only consequence that emerged for Russia was that officials decided not to award any medals in the team event until the full investigation was finished. Overall, this decision really upset a lot of people and a lot of other countries and just athletes. Many athletes and just fans too felt it was unfair and damaged trust in the rules that were meant to keep the sports clean. Some believe that Kamila Valieva got special treatment because of her age and that she was young, and even though other athletes had been banned for similar violations. The scandal it brought more attention to Russia's history with doping, and really just raised big questions about how young athletes are treated and who's responsible when things go wrong and rules and laws are broken in competition and just in the sport. So finally, the impact on figure skating and the Olympics has been lasting on the sport. It led to more debate about protecting young athletes, making anti-doping rules just stricter, and even ensuring that everyone plays by the same rules, no matter their age or just where they're from, what country they're from. Thank you.